Alright, this is my Athearn Genesis GP15 T, and I said I would probably go ahead and show what I did on this one. This one had the same speaker that the GP40-2 had, and on the back here, focusing is just not very good on this phone. It just sat on the shelf back here. There's nowhere for the sound to go. The sound comes off the back of the speaker, and I've had the speaker out. Like I said, it's the same one that I took out of the other model. So what I did is there's a plastic piece here that they use just to kind of keep the truck wires for the rails in check. So I just put a little dab of CA on both sides, make sure it kind of stay put. But since that little tray really didn't have much weight, the other video I did, that had some weight to it, and I wasn't willing to go ahead and just trash that. So that's why I milled it and put the speakers in it. So this one, since it was just a little tray, and I felt that it was going to be in the way anyway, I just went ahead and removed it. So on the inside, you can see where I have my three mini cubes. These are the I probably put up the bear with me just a second. They're the larger of the two mini cubes, the 810-154. They do make a smaller one, but these are the only ones I have experience with. Other than their 1-inch round speakers, I always used to go into the cab and basically you had to give up your cab. Afterwards, I'd either put the figures on top or black out the windows, but I would cut this open. It was a lot of work, and seal in a 1-inch round. I think they call it the 28mm speaker. I always just called it a 1-inch speaker. But these little cubes, they do a great job. 3 seems to be good. I mean, 2 would be adequate. If it's 2 or 3, you want to run them in series, because they are 8 ohm and the amp is designed to handle 8 ohm. If you did 4, you could do series parallel. Just make sure that it comes out to be 8 ohms, or else you'll damage your amplifier. But same as the other one, you can probably see the red wire goes to the end. Then there's little tiny jumpers between each one. Just want to be real careful that the solder or the wire doesn't get anywhere near the back side of the speakers. The sound is much better the way they designed it with the speaker firing in. I found that kind of strange at first, but if they were flipped around, they sound more tinny. Now, I've not done it. I've seen videos on it because I was just curious. But the fact that the speakers in there backward firing into an enclosure goes against everything I was taught. But trust me, that's the way it was designed, and it sounds great. So anyway, this was easy. I just took all 3 of those together and lightly sanded the sides because there was kind of an angle on it. And then the other side that has the Soundtraxx logo and all, I sanded that flush only because I wanted a good flat contact with the bottom of this enclosure. Because if those cubes weren't there, you would see that it's just nothing but plastic up there. Since this is a GP15, there's no fans. There's a grill on the outside, but that's just one solid piece of plastic. And I just took, I think 3 or 4 tiny dabs, and I don't mean drops. I mean, you know, take a tiny screwdriver, X-Acto knife tip or whatever, and dip it in a drop and then just tap along there. That way I can pop these out if needed. But they're in tight enough that they're not going to rattle. And I mentioned that in the other video as well. That's why I put the electrical tape on there, because that is probably your biggest first culprit, is the side of the plastic vibrating along the side of the metal frame. It's not guaranteed to happen, but when I put that on there, it acts like a vibration absorber. And when I slide the body on, it's not a fight at all. It's still, you can feel that it's coming in contact with that, and that's about it. And that's what you want. That way, you don't get you have one major opportunity of a vibration eliminated. And there may be others, but you can kind of go through and find out what they are. You just want to make sure that it's a little tricky, because sometimes the speaker, you right away, if you start turning up the bass on the speaker, you might think, oh, it's got to be the speaker. Well, maybe not. You go around and put a little finger pressure on different components. Some are fragile, so you got to be careful. But in this case, I said in the other video as well, this one has those grills, and they're real grills. Get an angle here. Yeah, you can see light coming through there on both sides. So that's another reason why I wanted to angle those down in this case. And, well, I used to put the 1-inch round firing down as well. That way that sound can come through easier. But yeah, I'm a big fan of these cubes now. Relatively new getting back into DCC. I just wanted to show how I did that. This was so easy. I mean, you don't have to mill anything. I highly recommend the Current Keeper, because this is brand new track I got down, and I hit a spot that was just slightly dirty, and it shut down on me a couple times, and I tried some regular capacitors, and that just didn't do the trick. The Tsunami 1 had one dangling off the side. I don't remember having problems with them, but the way these come from the factory, they've got the plug in the front here for it, but it's not installed. You'll have to buy that. It's an aftermarket item. Well, it's still Soundtraxx, but I highly recommend getting one of those. It does a great job. So anyway, that's how it looks. It looks pretty generic. Like I said, just remove that tray. There'll be 2 screws on it, and you don't need it. The weight is, it's doing more harm than good. That tray acts as kind of like a sound blocker. When it's all said and done, I want that sound to come straight through, and straight down through the truck and out the grills and all. So anyway, I said I'd make a video on this, and I've already rambled on enough, but just want to show how that works, and I hope that helps you guys out. It's like I said, it's simple to do. If you've got the GP15, that's the optimal place for those speakers. It works great. All right, thanks for watching.